We're going to continue now with our video on the Paul's book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2. And this will be Paul, Romans 2, 12 to 3. And it'll be saved in the Bible folder. Now, as I said before, what we're going to use this time is the Amplified Bible large print. So when you hear this, you will be getting even a little deeper than the previous one because some of the words have changed. And as I said, this is a newer edition. So here we go. Are you ready? And do not be conformed to this world any longer with its superficial values and customs, but be transformed and progressively changed as you mature spiritually by the renewal of your mind, focusing on godly values and ethical attitudes, so that you may prove for yourselves what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect in his plan and purpose for you. Notice some differences there. You're even getting a little more depth of what it means. Now, this one does have a footnote, and this footnote for number 2 says here, from the Greek word meaning metamorphosis. Now, that's what the Dake Bible also says, and the Companion Bible also have that same word. Now, listen to say what it refers to, though, referring to the process that leads to an outward permanent change. Notice that, not just a renewed mind, but an outward permanent change, which means that your changed mind isn't just an inward mind, but how it acts outwardly. So you are not the same mind inside of your mind as you were before, but even more, you are not the same person acting as you did before, because this is an outward manifestation of the same renewal as the inward manifestation of your mind. Now, the next book I'm going to take, whether we get through all this, I don't know. I said the New Testament, the recovery. I had the wrong word before. This is the recovery version. And of course, this is done by, as we know, we said before, Witness Lee. Now, in the Witness Lee book, which is in very small print, never mind the verses, but the notes are in very small print. So I have to use a really magnifying glass to get this. But now, in the notes to that first verse, just let me read you how that verse is translated first before we go into the note. This is how he translates it. It says, do not become fashioned according to this age, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what the will of God is, and that which is good and well-pleasing and perfect. Now, on the next page, for just that verse 2, it has many, many sections. And it gives things about what that whole thing means, and then about the word the age, and so forth. Now, when you come to this transformed, I will read you that it says, ready? It says, transformed is inward, metabolic process in which God works to spread his divine life and nature throughout every part of your being, particularly your soul, bringing Christ and his riches into your being as your new element and causing an old material element to be gradually discharged. As a result, you will be transformed into his image, that is, conforming to the image of the firstborn Son of God as his many brothers. Thus, you will be suitable for the building up of the body. Now, it says here also that it says here that this is one of the peak revelations in the Bible, which I agree with. Now, whether we continue with this any further or not, but it gives you some idea of how these three books deal with this very important thing about not being conformed but being transformed.